This is my 1957 Ford F100. Let me go ahead and take the cover off. Here, that's a little better. As I said, this is my 1957 Ford F100. I've been meaning to take videos of me doing stuff to it, but I've been so busy with working on my life that I haven't really cared that much. But now, I'm going to. Today, I'm trying to get it run. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that, squirt bottle for gasoline, push button for the solenoid, and screwdriver to hopefully adjust the carburetor a little bit. The other work I've done to it, drum brakes, clutch master cylinder, clutch safe cylinder, the seat on the inside, although the back of it's over there because the gas tank was crap. Also the gas tank, it was terrible, I have to get a new one. However, the gas line seemed okay. I just put a fuel pump on it. I've done a lot of work to this truck. I'm hoping today I can finally get it running. It also needs a new exhaust because the old one's long gone by now. But you don't necessarily need an exhaust to get it running. You just need spark, fuel, and air. And, I got 2 of the 3. Now I just need the 3rd one, which is fuel. At least last time I checked, I had spark. So hopefully it still does. Let's get to work on that, shall we? First step to getting the truck running: battery and spark. At the battery, last time I checked, like I said, it had spark. Hopefully it still does. Now air, obviously it's got air. In fact, the air filter on it right now is off because, well, I'm gonna work on it and I don't want an air filter in the way. Before I try to start this thing, I need to get the door open. I put this lock on there, and now, there we go. As I said, the back of the seat is gone, and so is the fuel tank. I'll show you the fuel tank in a minute, but it was completely rusted out. I'm pretty sure the pickup line would have broken in half if I had tried to start with it. So, or try to run with it on still, it would have broken in half at one point. I'm going to take it out of gear. That's neutral. First, second, third. But now we're in neutral. That way it doesn't try to jump. I'm going to keep the brake on just in case. Now, as I said a couple times before, this fuel tank's garbage. I can't really show the inside, but trust me when I say it's very rusty. As you can also see, sorry, there's a fucking lawnmower outside. As you can see, all these bolts also broke off on the fuel sending unit. And I tried to drill a couple, see there and there. I gave up because it threw a bunch of fucking tiny pieces of metal into the tank and it'd be harder to clean. So I figured it's safer just to go ahead and get a new fuel tank and sending unit. At the end of the day, it's safer and just better. And also, a new tank, sending unit, and gaskets is only $200, so it's pretty much worth it. Now, in order to get this car, or the truck, to turn over, I'm going to clip one part of the switch onto the positive battery terminal. After I do that, I'm going to go to the solenoid that's mounted to the body. And I'm going to clip it on. God damn. I'm going to clip it on to the S part of the solenoid. I'd show you up close, but it's dirty and dark in here, so I'm not going to. Now, it spins. Because it spins, I should theoretically be able to start it now. I'm also, well, I might have to listen to that. I'm also going to go ahead and turn this upside down so I can put fuel into the car with the bottle. I can also just squirt it down here, but I want the truck to run on its own fuel source instead of me just squirting it in there, so through the carb itself. Hopefully it doesn't leak. I don't know yet. I haven't tried yet. That's good enough. So now I'm going to squirt some fuel down there. Or I'm going to fucking squirt it over the engine. And myself. Also, this truck can move. I can push it with my own legs, which isn't good. But there's wood blocks holding it in from rolling forward, and it's in neutral right now, so it should be fine. So I should take note that there isn't any water in the radiator right now, because I haven't even gotten them around more than just like a couple pops up until hopefully this point. So we're about to find out. And the carb immediately starts leaking. That's fucking great. Okay. Was it leaking from the car? That might have just been the fuel running down on the side of it. Hold on a minute. The carb might not leak after all. I really wish I had an actual... No, I think it's leaking in the carb. Well, you know what? It is what it is at the end of the day. I was expecting to rebuild it anyway. I'm going to tap it a couple times just to see. Let this spill out a little bit. Make sure that needle's not stuck. I'm going to pour some fuel down the carburetor, just like that. Hopefully nothing catches on fire. Also gonna go ahead and put the choke on. Now, the choke on this truck doesn't work right now, so I have to manually do it like that. Now we're hoping for the best. Let me get those wrenches out. Okay. I'm also gonna take the fuel bottle off. Here goes nothing. It's trying. That's good. Where is the throttle? I think this is the throttle, right? Oh shit. Well, maybe not. I don't know. This throttle's a little stupid. It's got compression. I might actually have to go on the inside. Alright, guess I'll have to go on the inside then. I didn't want to, but it looks like I'll have to. Keys. Pour some more fuel down there. Not too much, don't want to drown it. That's what I wanted to catch on fire. Alright, I'm going to go on the inside. You probably won't see me, but you'll see the engine. Driver's side door is too close to the wall. I have to go on the passenger side. And also the driver's side door almost falls off because the bottom hinge is gone. I'll get more detail into that later. Definitely trying, that's good. Probably get this out of here. I'm thinking that choke probably needs to be all the way down. It is cold after all. I also don't want to run it for too long because, like I said, there's no coolant in the radiator. I think it's running out of fuel. Put more down there. There. It really wants to start. My problem is, like, I don't think that carb is working, which, you know, isn't that big of a surprise. But if I don't know, you probably can't hear it, but if I actuate the throttle, that is one tough bitch. You can hear the fuel trying to come through. Plus, like, those jets are probably super clogged. More gas. Run it rich on purpose. There's also a possibility it's not sparking on all the cylinders. And I guess I could check that right frickin' now. In fact, yeah, I should probably check if it's sparking on the cylinders, on all the cylinders or not. I bet it is. Let me go get my spark plug wrench, or socket, and I'll get back to you. Hey! I just checked number one. All the plugs look fine. They're a little dirty and oily. That makes sense because one, it sat for so long, and two, I did put some oil down the cylinders. a while ago because of how long it's sat. I wanted to oil up those cylinders so they didn't scratch up and get all fucked up. But all the spark plugs look fine. They look like they're the same gap. These are, I didn't replace these either. These are old spark plugs. They work, I'm pretty sure. I just checked number one. Number one has a very good spark. Now I know in case like if any of the other spark plug boots don't spark, I know their number one spark plug does spark, so it might be a spark plug issue. It could be a fouled plug for all I know. Spark plug number one works. So now I'm gonna go ahead and keep testing 2 on 2, 3 on 3, 3 on 4. And if there's one that doesn't spark at all, I'm gonna switch it for number one because I know number one's good. And if it sparks on number one on say number 3 spark plug boot, if the spark plug boot 3 didn't spark with the third spark plug, but it did with the number one spark plug, that's how I know the spark plug is bad, not the boot. So I'm gonna just keep doing that. I'm gonna do number 2 right now. And the way you test if it has spark, you just put it in its boot, like that. Click in, and you just push it up against something metal. And you crank the engine over until it sparks, and that's how you know. That one has very good spark as well. So number 2 and 1 are good so far. Number 3 should also have good spark. If everything is going to continue like that. Number 3's got good spark. Like I said, these spark plugs look fine. And these boots are brand new. I put these on like a month ago. So I'm not expecting anything to go bad. I'm expecting everything to work just fine. So that's what I'm expecting. Okay, that's 4. Kind of got them mixed up a little, but it should be fine. 4's got good spark. 4 is good. 5. That's fine. 5 has got good spark. Now it's just time for number 6. 6 is good. We know our spark plug. Good spark plug boots are good. Again, I'm sorry about the lawnmower. They just got here. Like as soon as I pulled the tarp off, they pulled up. Yep, 6 is good too. Alright. So, that tells me that theoretically it's got spark on everything. And I'm pretty much convinced that it's also on time because it is trying to run. I think our issue here is fuel. Now I think that carburetor probably does need to be rebuilt. And because of that, it probably won't run off the carburetor yet. And I can buy a rebuilt kit offline, it's not that hard, whatever. But I want to see if I can get it to run off of the car. If I have to squirt it down this little tube, I don't care. But we have spark on all cylinders, and they all spark pretty damn good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all the spark plugs back in, and we're gonna continue to try to get it to run off its own carburetor, hopefully. Could be clogged jets. It could not be pulling fuel through because of clogged jets. So it's just a matter of going through a list of what to do, just to make sure we're diagnosing right now. It's not spark, we have spark. We have very good spark. And I didn't think it was spark, but I never checked on all the cylinders. I only did number 1 and 2. So I just checked all 6. They're all good. I know it's not air. I mean, come on. This is open. It shouldn't be open. I should put the filter on there, but I don't want to because it wouldn't make sense. Now, it could have a problem not having an exhaust because of back pressure. But for just like getting it to run on its own, it'll run like shit, but it should run without an exhaust. It's got headers, but not an exhaust, because the exhaust is long gone by now. Who the hell knows where that went? I can also just go to LMC Truck. They have like one that would fit on here, like stock, for it's like $220 on top of the $200 tank, which that's not going to be cheap, but still. I'm not going to spend the money on the tank or the exhaust until I know the truck will actually run on its own. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the spark plug back in and continue from there. Okay, so now, in order to make an attempt at freeing up those jets, because they are probably really freaking dirty, I'm going to crank it, and I'm going to put my hand over the air intake on the carb. And what it's going to do, it's going to suck. I'm going to let go. Suck, let go. And sometimes that works. Sometimes it unclogs the jets. Most of the time, it might unclog them a little, but they'll get reclogged, whatever. I probably should have taken the carb apart, but I didn't. But let's try. Okay, probably shouldn't have expected that. Actually, I am gonna take that coil off so it doesn't start on me. Now I can see the carb is actually wet. What was that sound? There might have been some of the, there is some like, I can go into it right now. Oh wait. You can hear the water, and there is a little bit in there. It's probably not good, but whatever. I don't really care if the cooling system works just yet. I'm more worried about whether or not it will start and run. Obviously, I want the cooling system to work. I think it will. That fan's free. I've taken the build off. And so is the generator. Generator's free too. Come on, get on there, you bastard. This is, I got like a really crappy, like make it yourself spark plug kit from AutoZone. They don't work very great. They're kind of shitty. Alright, I'm gonna try to start from the inside once again. Ooh, that smells bad. Probably should turn the choke on there. That'd probably help. Well, the choke keeps coming out. I'm gonna get back to you if I make any more progress on this, but I think for now it's just gonna be a process of turning it on, trying, off. Turning it on, trying, off. But yeah, this would be a lot easier if I had a friend with me. He'd be squirting fuel down the carb, but I don't. Just me and my grandpa, which he can't help me right now. He's busy being old. So I guess I'll update whether or not I can get it to run or not. Hopefully I can. Knowing my luck, probably not. I don't know. See you there. Alright, so I went ahead and took the bowl off just because why not. It is actually very clean. I was expecting it to be just all sorts of gunked up, but it is very clean. Like, I don't even see any type of buildup or anything in there. And then if you look at the float, like, it looks clean too. Now, I can't tell if there's pinholes in it, but I don't hear anything. I don't hear any gas in there. And the needle is free. So I think maybe this carb will work. It probably just, the jets are probably dirty. I don't know. And also, I don't think the carb was leaking either. All that came from me taking that off, obviously, but it was holding gas. I'm very surprised at how clean it was. Holy shit! Dude, holy crap. That started right up. What the fuck? Okay. I squirted a lot more gas down the carb, like a lot more. Like, it took way more than I thought it would. Okay, let's keep trying that. Damn. You're kind of idle. that is pretty good. A lot better than what it was. I honestly think this carburetor might actually be good. I might not have to touch it. It's having some fueling issue, obviously, but I mean, that's to be expected when the fuel pump isn't pumping anything because the fuel tank's bad, and I'm just squirting that bitch down there. Let's put some more fuel down there, because I mean, like, I went from like to right here to down here, squirting it down that, because I didn't have the bowl all the way filled up like I thought I did. Actually takes a lot more than I thought. So let's squirt the rest of what's in here in there right now. Oh, shit, and then if I spill all of it. But like you can see that, I'm pretty sure that's just running off and down. I don't think that's leaking out of the seal somehow. I got a whole 2 gallons left of fuel to play with after this. I'm gonna set my phone up and record it this time. Oh shit. I really wish this had a thinner end. That would be a lot easier if it did. I think it's full. Okay, I'm gonna set my phone up this time because I want to get some video footage, show it to my friends and family, and blah, 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 instead of just making a video. I'll take a picture too. Okay. Starting the truck. Dude, that was really freaking good. That is awesome. Hell yeah. I'm gonna watch that, but that is very good news. That is very promising. How are those headers? They're pretty warm. That's really good. That's really freaking good. Try it again. See if it'll actually idle. That's burning shit off. Let me take that choke off all the way and see if it'll idle. Maybe it doesn't want choke. This is the first time this thing has ran in about 20 years. And it's running pretty freaking good. It sounds like shit because it doesn't have an exhaust. Maybe it does want that exhaust, or that choke. Maybe it does want that choke, after all. Some pressure in there. Let's turn that choke back on, put some more gas down there. Probably shouldn't do it when it's warm like that, but it'll be all right. Okay, still running. I tried to put it in reverse just to see if I can nudge it up just a little, and it killed it. And then okay, and it started running again, and I tried to put it in reverse and it grinded, and I stopped. And it also did it in first. Could just need a slight clutch alignment or adjustment, like clutch fork adjustment, but I know I put that clutch in right. And I know I put that clutch master cylinder in correctly. It might just need to be lengthened just a little. I don't know. I'm gonna try to start it again, try to put it in reverse again, see what happens. I'm obviously not gonna like dump the clutch, I know how to drive a manual.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, hi there. Hey, I seen you. What's 59? How you doing?
57.
57. I got 64. I was driving by and I was like, oh, that's a cool truck.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I just pushed this thing yesterday and I'm trying to get it running today, and I just tested the clutch in reverse gear and it seemed to move a little.
All right, on. It's good to see
But,
youngsters doing this, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
Mine's got a Cleveland. It's all hot rodded out, but yeah, it ain't.
Oh
right.
yeah, far from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, I got too many projects. I got to do head rebuild on that car over there, and then I got this. But I started doing this a few months ago.
Right on,
But
man.
I've done most of the work by myself. My grandpa's upstairs. But yeah, I got the fuel tank in there. It's really bad. It's rusty to hell.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the pickup line would split in half.
Yeah.
So I got a little squirt bottle. I've just been squirting fuel down here.
Yeah.
But it seems like the carb didn't leak. It actually is trying to run, and I have gotten it to run for a little.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
And but yeah, like, yeah, I've done a lot of the work. I took the transmission out. That was a mistake. Took it apart. That was a terrible idea. Seems to work though. At least reverse does. But I've done a lot of the work by myself. I had help from him and from a buddy of mine. But
Heck yeah.
just got out of high school and started doing this.
You go on Facebook, F100 World. Right?
I already am on there.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, you're
they've given me
part
some
of
good
us,
tips.
man. Yeah. That's cool. They got the big show coming up this weekend
Yeah.
in Branson.
Yeah, my uncle, not to keep you, but my uncle has a 51 and he has a grill to make it look like a 52.
Oh, cool.
But he has that thing all restored and nice.
All right.
But he's a son of him. But yeah, he has a 51/2.
All right, man. Well, hey, it was good to meet you,
Good
man.
to meet you too. Have a good one.
You too.
Now, if only that was a woman, I get all the bitches. Okay, so, like I said, it didn't grind that time. I guess I didn't have it pressed in all the way. It didn't grind when I press it to the floor. And I mean, it starts biting like way far out, like super far out. Honestly, I was half expecting the transmission to be completely destroyed. Because I also forgot to mention, I took the transmission out. And when I took it out, I also took it apart. Because when I thought I was trying to replace like an output shaft seal and input shaft seal. I thought I could just take the output shaft out from when it was still attached and be fine. Well, I was fucking wrong. I took the drive shaft out, took the 4 bolts on the output shaft off, and started trying to pull it out. And I got hung up on something, and I tried to think, oh, well, I just, turn it, whatever. No, didn't come out. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll put it back in. Tried to put it back in, I could not line it up worth anything. Like, I was like, oh, fuck. I thought I was screwed. And I was screwed. Because when I decided, and thank God I decided to do it, I decided to take it out and take it apart. every synchronizer on the reverse gear, all this little synchronizer strings, I don't know what they're called, but they like press up against the synchronizer, they were all gone. They all had gotten just thrown out. One was chewed up a little. So there's a chance reverse gear might not work all too well. Or it might have been first gear, because reverse doesn't have synchronizers. Duh. So it might have been first gear that's a little fucked up. I don't know. I'm just hoping it's fine. But that transmission leaks anyway, so I thought I could do it myself. Fuck no. Transmissions are, even if it's just 3-speed, it's still very complicated, to me at least. So I'm taking it to an actual shop next time. I'm taking it to a professional shop next time. I'm not messing with the transmission again. But yeah. But hey, I know reverse gear works and the clutch works. I was also half expecting the clutch not to work because it's old and it was super dirty, and it is still super dirty and dusty in that bell housing. But it seems okay. Also the throw bearing doesn't scream, which is surprising. Oh, hey there! Grandpa's here, I'll have to hang up on you. Alright. Fucking lawnmower's still here. But it's now the next day. Yesterday, I got it running like we already saw. And then once I knew the engine was good, because I didn't know, I really didn't know, because I forgot to mention it. But the engine had a lot of water in the oil pan because of how long it sat. Because like I said, it sat for like 20 years. And because of that, it condensated. So there's water in the oil pan. So I didn't know if the engine was actually good, but it was. We saw that. So I put the back of the seat back on, and that day when we got it running, I got a new fuel tank. The old one was absolute garbage. I already got it hooked up. I got the new fuel sending unit in. I don't know if I got the wiring correct, because I did accidentally destroy a grounding wire when I took the old one out, so it might not work, which I don't really care that much. I just want it to send fuel on its own. But yeah, so I got that in. It's nice and painted on the inside and the outside. It was only like $140 for this, and then total with the sending unit, the tank, and the sending unit gasket was like $200. So that's pretty good. So today we're going to try and get it plumbed and working and pumping its own fuel. Last time I tried to get it pumping, it wouldn't, and I didn't understand why. But I mean, now I know, because the tank was garbage. Come on, there we go. I have put a new fuel pump on it. Right there, you can see. And it's brand new. There's really no reason for it to not pump anything, but it wasn't. But I think it's because, one, I don't think I had enough fuel in there, and two, it was a garbage tank anyway. I also need to get some water on the radiator. There's nothing in there. Well, there's some coolant in the system somewhere. I can hear it when I blow into it and pressurize the system, but not enough to cool anything. So I'm gonna do that today. So right now I'm gonna fill up more. I got that gas tank. I got that one right there. I think there's another 1 gallon somewhere. That one's garbage, there's a bunch of shit in it. I think there's a 1 gallon somewhere over there. Also, that's my grandpa's forklift he's had for 40 years. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna try to get it plumbed up and working. Hopefully it does, because I really want it to run on its own fuel. All right, I went ahead and put 5 more gallons in there. So I should have 7.5 gallons in the tank, and I don't see any leaking. I also forgot to mention that the filler neck, that rubber hose, the old one was just garbage. Like, it was super crusty, hard, and it didn't leak somehow, but I wanted to put a new one on there. I found that hose in the back of the bed. There was a bunch of shit back there. I think now's as good a time as any to show all the rust damage. You might have already seen some, I don't know, but there's some over there, which it's not super uncommon to have cap corners, but that one is so bad that that driver door almost falls off. Like, that hinge is gone. The top hinge is fine, but the bottom hinge is just completely gone. I have a replacement hinge, but it's for a 52 through 56. My grandpa says that my uncle, who has done so many restorations, it's hard to count, he can probably retrofit it. I don't know yet. But he's gonna be doing a lot of the welding on more hard stuff to weld, like, you know, hinges and curves and shit. I might do the bed. And then here's this cab corner, which is also really bad. Running boards, again, it holds my weight somehow, although I don't want to step right there. I usually step over here. But that's really bad. So here and on the other side. And then this door, seriously, like, And somehow this door is like completely fine. There's no dip in it. It closes really good. It closes all the way really good. There's no play in it somehow. This door, passenger door, is really good. There's some rust here, although that's not that bad. That's pretty bad, and it's bad enough to do that. Pretty sure it does it on the other side too. Shit, maybe not. There's some rust here, both sides. This side and the other side do this. That's annoying. I have a replacement panel of one side, not both sides. And then the bed's really bad. There is a piece of plywood just in place of where the hole is. You can see it. I mean, that's really bad. Like, I can't put any weight on that. And of course, there's some rust on this, on the edge of the bed wall. My Uncle Matthew, he, like I said, he's done a lot of restorations. He'll probably do all this complicated stuff right here. And then I might give it a try at doing this stuff, because that's a little easier because it's flat. But he's gonna do the more complicated stuff. But right now, all I want is that door hinge fixed and that fixed. And honestly, I think this whole bed probably needs to be redone. But I think if we just do this, that, and that side over there, there's also a little hole on that side, it'll be all right. I'm not sure. I don't know. But now, I put 7.5 gallons in it, which should be plenty. It's almost half full. I also put stable in it. We're gonna try to get that fuel pump to pump something. I think the last time it didn't pump was, there might not have been enough gas. I only put like 2 gallons in it last time, which, who knows? I mean, it could have also been really clogged because it was the old crappy tank. It could have just been really bad. The fuel lines, as far as I can tell, they're not clogged because fuel does flow through them. So in order to test that, we're gonna need the battery. We're gonna need that little button switch to turn it over. I'm gonna take the spark plug or the coil out so it doesn't try to run. And then I got a cup here. We're just gonna pump it until gas comes through. It'll probably be dirty at first, but we're gonna pump it until it comes through clean. Hopefully it pumps at all, honestly. I might have to prime the system, so I'll have to blow through the tank with my mouth, which is gonna suck because it stinks. But yeah, let's get started on that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and prime the system by blowing through the tank. Some fuel might come out because I have done that before where I prime it and fuel comes out on its own. So if it does, it'll probably be brown and gross. So let's see. Oh shit. Well, nothing came out. That's fine. It's primed. Let's go ahead and try to pump some fuel. Well, it's spinning a lot faster. It happens when you charge a battery overnight. I really fucked up my nose. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's a bit of a concern. Should have been pumping by now, I would think. Also, forgot to mention yesterday, I do have oil pressure because I looked down here and there's oil being pumped. I can tell there's oil pressure because there's oil there. I mean, like, there's oil pressure getting pumped up into the head where the valves are, the rocker arms. So I know I have oil pressure. That's good. This pump should work. It's brand new. I got it brand new off of Rock Auto. And I know the fuel line up to this point isn't kinked or anything. And it should be clear because it has pumped before with my mouth. I haven't gotten it to pump off its own pump, but we'll see. Oh shit. Oops. can hear something dripping, but I don't see anything. I think it's just water. I think it's just some of the coolant that's left over. So like I said, I did, oh shit, that's the wrong thing. Whoops. Here it is. I did unplug the coil, so it'll try to start. Damn. Piece of shit. I mean, there's a really nice common upgrade, which is just to put an electric pump in there and then you block off the old one, or you put the old fuel pump in there and it just doesn't do anything. But I don't feel like wiring shit in. I'm not very good at that. I'm very good at working with mechanical stuff that's already been made. I'm not very good at wiring shit. I know how to do it, but I'm not very good at it. Still hear some kind of tripping somewhere. Why you no pumpy? Now I'm just fucking with shit because now I don't know what to do. Like reorganizing the spark plug leads behind the fuel line instead of in front of it, so it doesn't get in the way. I don't know. I might have to set up that 12-volt pump. LMC truck has it. Went there yesterday. Didn't like going there yesterday. Highway was extremely busy. Super backed up. Took like an hour to get there and back. So 2-hour round trip. I'm gonna turn you off for a minute until I figure this out, alright? Alright, so I took the fuel pump off and I went ahead and took the outline that goes up to the carb, this line. I went ahead and took that off, and then, like an idiot, I thought, oh, maybe the pump's bad or something. So I pointed it towards the spark plugs and I pumped it on the handle itself. This just goes in and out, and then the diaphragm pumps. I sprayed fuel all over cylinder 4 and 5, and probably a little on 6. So now I'm gonna have to wait for that to evaporate away so nothing catches on fire, especially since I spilled a bunch of fuel down there as well. But that tells me the diaphragm itself ain't bad. Something isn't making contact with the pump. The way these old pumps work is they're driven off the crankcase, driven off of something in there, which I'm probably going to be looking back at this video so I can see what it is. It's driven off of that thing right there, and it just spins and makes contact with the little arm, and then the arm drives the diaphragm, then boom, it's got fuel pressure. However, for some reason, it won't pump by the crank. I cranked it with my own hand and it pumped a fuck ton of fuel all at once. It was scary. Like I said, it just sprayed all over 4 and 5. So I don't know what the hell's happening. I'm really hoping the pump is just a little short, because it was something off Rock Auto, not LMC truck. So I don't know, I'm gonna figure it out though. Alright, so I took it out, and when I took it out, I hand pumped it. Like I said, I got gas all over cylinders 4 and 5 spark plugs. But when I pressed the pump up against the block where it's supposed to go, and then I cranked it over, which is kind of risky. You probably shouldn't do that with all gas everywhere. I cranked it over, and it seems like it either doesn't contact that little arm or it does very little, because it just doesn't pump anything. So I don't know. I don't know if the lobe in there is worn to a point where it can't contact anymore without having an extended arm, which is kind of risky, or if that fuel pump is just, I don't know, shitty quality. I mean, it was from Rock Auto, it was like 30 bucks. So I might have to buy a new fuel pump. And also, this one originally came with one with a sediment bowl. I don't know if that changes anything. Probably not. I wouldn't think it does, but you never know. I was an idiot and I threw away the old fuel pump. I probably shouldn't have, but oh well, it's too late. Fuck, it's too late now. But yeah, so I don't know. It's weird because it pumps really good when you hand pump it. It was pumping amazing just by hand. It squirted fuel really, really hard when I pumped it by hand, but it doesn't seem to pump on its own under the crank on the lobe, and the lobe on the crank. So I don't know. I'm gonna see if there is, maybe I bought a different version for a different 223. I don't think so. This is a 223 inline 6. I wonder if maybe the 300 series used the exact same fuel pump design, but it was with a shorter lobe. I don't know. Or with a longer lobe, who knows? I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to my grandpa for some advice, but I might just have to buy a new fuel pump, which is really shitty, but oh well. Okay. After a few hours of waiting and testing, the mechanical fuel pump just does not work. I don't know why. I know that that pump is supposed to be for this engine, a 223 Ford inline 6. But it just won't work. It won't make contact with the cam. I don't think the cam is that worn. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look super worn to me. So instead, I went ahead and plumbed a electric fuel pump, which I'm gonna get correctly wired eventually, where it'll be hooked up to the ignition. And I know you're supposed to put them as close to the tank as possible. I don't really care. I just need this thing working, and it works great. And it's already filled up the carb. If I go ahead and connect it completely, there, that's it with the carb full. So, with that being said, let's hear this baby run. Oh, I'm also gonna put the air filter on because the last footage of the truck running ran like shit. My guess is without the air filter on there, it's running super lean. Because of that, it won't run right or stay idling. So let's go ahead and try to start it with the air filter on. Also, quick fun fact about the air filter. It uses oil as a secondary filter, which I'm not gonna fill it up right now because it doesn't need to be perfect, but back in the day, they would have primary filters on top of the secondary. The primary would be an irregular air filter where it's just like a bunch of paper basically stacked on top of each other, and the air would pass through that and get filtered. But then they would have a secondary filter, whatever way, of whether the oil came first, or the paper came first, whatever. And they would go through the oil and filter even better, and they were really, really good. I would say they're probably better than today's air filters. It's just people don't maintain that kind of thing, so they went out of fashion. Well, let's go ahead and put the air filter on, see if it runs any better. I'll see if I can drive it around the parking, or not the parking lot, the neighborhood for a little bit. Probably not, but we can try. This is what I meant by having two filters. You can see right there, air filter, around it, air filter, and then oil. Oil would go around this, and then I think you would fill it up to like, I don't know, halfway or something. I'm not sure. And then it would filter really well. All right, I put some coolant down there. As you can see, I filled it up until it's full. Had to use 2 3/4 gallon. That's probably not even fully burped yet. Probably needs 4, honestly, 4 gallons. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna try to drive it around the neighborhood. Before that, I need to put some oil in the oil or the air filter, and then I need to fill up the carb one more time, make sure it's full. And I'll bring the wires with me just in case. But yeah, we're hopefully gonna drive it around real quick. All right, this is kind of a shitty camera angle. Can't really help you. And hopefully drive. That's all right. We got brakes. That's what brakes are for. Of course, they're drum brakes. They're not very good. Why'd you turn off? That's all right. We got brakes. We got brakes. Okay, not bad. Let's try it again. Hold on. That didn't smell great. All right, hold on. I gotta wait for the. I'm gonna set my phone up to start recording as well. Okay, I forgot to set up my phone, but I drove down in the neighborhood. Come on. Oh, don't die now. Especially since I'm away. Come on, baby. Well, I just shut off. Alright, looks like I'm gonna have to park it for a second. Take a look. I bet the choke popped out. I didn't like that. I bet it wants that choke. Yeah. I need to fix that choke. I need to replace that cable. Okay, I put the choke back on. Hopefully it'll want to start now. Maybe not. Come on, man. Oh, so close. Come on. So close. So freaking close. We just need to get back to the house. Just back to the house is all I need. I'm gonna turn the fuel pump on for a second. See if that bowl wants to be refilled again. Probably does, honestly. I'm honestly surprised I didn't hit a car on the way here. Will seem to be a little empty. Hopefully that's why it won't start, not something else. Alright, baby. Come on. Work for me. Just work. Come on, you're so close. It was close that time. Come on, before my GoPro dies. Oh, you're so close. There we go, come on. I'm blocking the road. Come on. Shit. Come on, just work for me. Just start, get back to the house. That's all I want. Blocking the road, blocking. Hopefully nobody wants to. That's why they don't want to. I need to get the electric pump in the front all the time. The fuel pump wires are in there this time, just in case. Gotta do this shit again. Uh oh, someone wants here. Okay. Again. One more time. Just one more time. Just one more freaking time. One more time. One more time, we're back home. One more time and we're back home. One more time. We're back home. One more time. Oh shit. This is the worst test drive I've ever done. This neighborhood is full of old people. They are absolutely pissed off right now. They are 100% super pissed off right now. They do not like loud noise. They are super pissed. I can just guarantee it. This fucking truck is so loud. At least they're waving. Probably because they think I'm a moron. little trip around the neighborhood after stopping like 7 times. I'm parked in the exact same position. Well, I guess that means I'm gonna have to wire that fuel pump because it wasn't starting over there because it ran out of fuel. And it would start actually really good. It would actually start right up after I pumped it for a second. And then it would die. But I made it down that way, around, back, and back here into the parking spot. So technically it went around. I mean, it went around terribly and I probably kind of fucked up the transmission and clutch, but I think it's worth it. I don't know. Video complete. Now we know just to wire in that fuel pump and it should technically run. I don't know. But it was idling. It was idling and that's good. I guess that carb doesn't need to be touched. I don't want to touch it if I don't have to. I need an exhaust. It is extremely loud. Oh my fucking God, look how dirty my arm is. Ow. It's extremely loud. This neighborhood is full of old people. There's like 2 young families here. The rest of them, old people. They are probably really pissed off right now. Well, that's concluded. My GoPro's about to die. So, see you guys next time.